It was a cold winter night in China. The mercury had dipped to minus 14 degrees Celsius. Many were fast asleep. When the clock was about to strike midnight, the earth shook. Everything was suddenly upside down. A 6.2 magnitude earthquake jolted China's Gansu province. This is a cold and mountainous region in the country's northwestern part. This is where it lies on a map. At least 127 have been killed. More than 530 have been injured. Many others are nowhere to be found. Emergency search is underway. Rescue workers were digging through the night. Take a look. They pulled out those buried under the rubble, but it was no easy feat. You see, a powerful cold wave has swept across China. These rescuers were working in sub-zero temperatures. The mountainous terrain also posed its own set of challenges. The earthquake also triggered a landslide. A village was half buried in silt. As you can see on your screens right now, a large swathe of land in the village has been flattened. Most houses have cracked or even collapsed. Alleys are flooded with debris. Rescuers were seen using bulldozers to sift through the silt. At around 4 in the morning, a majority of trapped villagers were successfully rescued. They are now taking refuge in the village square. It has become a temporary shelter for the survivors. Some were fortunate enough to get a warm meal. It was a night of horror in China, but the true extent of destruction and damage was only revealed by daylight. Take a look at these visuals. You can see shattered roofs, collapsed houses. This was somebody's home until last night. Many other horrifying videos have emerged. Some residents of the Gansu province were peacefully enjoying a meal. That's when the earthquake struck. It took a few moments for the realization to settle in. When it did, the diners dashed out of the restaurant to save their lives. Other clips shared on Twitter showed property shaking and collapsing. See them for yourself. Gansu is one of China's poorest areas. It is also one of the least accessible ones. Rescue operations are proving to be difficult here. Restoration will also be challenging. China's state planner has allocated 250 million yuan for reconstruction work, and that is some $35 million. Meanwhile, President Xi has called for all-out search and rescue efforts. Keeping political tensions aside, Taiwan has also offered to help. President Tsai Ing-wen tweeted that Taiwan stands ready to offer assistance in the disaster response effort. The island nation has put together a search and rescue team of 160 people, 4 dogs and 13 tons of supplies. They are ready to go to China if requested, but will China allow any overseas rescue teams? Seems unlikely. But what happens if the Gansu province is jolted once again in the coming days? Authorities say this is quite likely. They have predicted aftershocks as high of magnitude 5. Listen.
There is still a possibility of aftershocks with a magnitude up to 5.0 occurring in the epicenter area in the coming days.
So how is China bracing up for this? It has deployed 4 satellites to monitor the affected area. High-resolution images from the scene will help the authorities keep an eye on landslides and buildings. The country has already endured a 6.2 magnitude earthquake, the deadliest one in a decade. Can it handle another one? WION World is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news updates on the move.